Good evening. If you're listening to this podcast, it is likely you're currently being pursued by some sort of extraterrestrial, spiritual, or cryptozoological threat. You probably saw that this was a show about these sorts of otherworldly abominations and reckoned it a place of insight. Unfortunately, the following podcast is entirely farcical and will be of little help to anyone. But you're here, so you might as well enjoy the show and pray that it doesn't find you. Hello and welcome back to Lore Folk. It's your favorite kids here again. It's me, your host, Aidan Kidd, and joining me today, as always, is my co-host, confidant, and telekinetic little girl who exposed my abusive aunt to be my father's killer. It's Maddie Barr.
Bruce, eat that cake, Bruce. You
Eat
can
it.
do it. Put it in your mouth.
There we are, Danny
All of
DeVito.
it.
He's here.
Danny, you're looking great, man.
Oh, I love you, Danny.
How you
don't
been?
say anything though.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're not paying you for this.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit in the corner all quietly. Anyway, our first order of business, Maddie, some sins have been committed.
Something has happened. and
I have done some horrible things over the course of this podcast. I have made false, untrue statements.
Oh, no.
And so to begin our show, we're going to talk, it's a fact-check corner segment. There's no proper title for it.
The
subtitle is...
Fact check.
Subtitle is, or Aidan said some bullshit with way too much confidence.
All right. That never happens to me because I'm always right about everything.
So, we have two entries here today that I need to apologize for.
Mm-hmm.
And to witness my apologies, of course, we have Danny DeVito standing in the corner. But we're also joined by Squidfield. It is the unholy amalgamation of Squidward Q Tentacles and Garfield.
Okay.
Here representing, they're a messenger from God, and they're representing my sins for my hubris, that being envy and gluttony, given that I am envious for the success of others and constantly hungry for the approval of the audience, and in such actions, I have committed atrocities and lies. First off, Squidfield, how are you today? I'm okay. Please do not vaporize me and take me to hell. That's the stakes here, by the way.
Oh, okay.
If I didn't do this and I don't do it properly, they're gonna vaporize me and send me to hell.
Cool.
So hopefully this is an appropriate apology. Yeah, you better hope. Yeah, that's a cool attitude for you two to have. Or one, are you hive mind? I think you're a hive mind. We're a hive mind. Garfield, are you sick? We're not Garfield anymore. Why did he have like a little bit of separation in what he said? I don't know what you're talking about. I think you guys are losing it a little bit. Just say the apologies, nerd. Okay, fine, whatever, I'm gonna do the bit. My first lie that I would like to apologize for is I asserted the idea that Zambonis do not suck stuff up during an altercation with Maddie.
Of course. Yeah, you did.
I would like to apologize. I didn't realize they had like actual vacuums on the bottom of those things.
What do you think they were doing?
I thought they were like straight up like pressing the ice and like doing like a heating thing that like, I don't know what I was
No,
thinking.
they scrape
I knew it like
up.
it swept things.
Yes.
But I didn't realize it was also sucking things
It's like
up.
a street sweeper that's a vacuum, because when the cool hockey players go and they slide all on the side of their
Well, now I know
skates.
this.
Yeah.
And here I am, bearing my soul for all of humanity, and my apologies here before a deity, a demigod, in the form of Squidfield, and of course before the real God, who's also watching this, but he's not sitting at one of the microphones.
Right. We couldn't get one that was long enough to get to where God is, so.
Maui. He's in Maui right now.
I was going to say Utah.
He's chilling. He's
chilling.
He's off site.
On vacation.
I need a vacation for my vacation.
You know, every time you make a bit, I don't give you a look like you just made the world's worst bit, so I think you have some more apologies to make, sir. Apologize to me and God and Maui.
This isn't going very well. All right, I'm sorry. Okay, we'll just do all right. The second one. Well, first off, I'm sorry for that one that I just did.
Your apology. I can't speak on the behalf of Mr. Field here. So
I have no feelings. Secondly, I seemed to have misattributed the role of Thorin Oakenshield from the Hobbit trilogy to Jason Momoa when he's in reality played by Richard Armitage. So, but here's the funny thing, is a little somebody joining me in the booth also agreed with this fact and did not call me out in any capacity when I said this.
No.
And that person, of course, is Squidfield. No, it wasn't Squidfield. Squidfield's not here normally.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure whoever made that mistake was cool and hot, and the only reason that they wouldn't remember that was the incorrect actor is because their brain was so full of being cool juice.
See, in my defense, and I'm not getting too defensive, Squidfield. You know how they always use all these fun house mirrors and body doubles to make Jason Momoa look like a very tall man in all his other movies?
Right.
I just thought they did like the reverse. Because he's like a normal-sized man, and they just made him small.
Flip the fun-sized mirror upside down, and then he's short.
So, I'm sorry, Jason Momoa, and I'm sorry, Richard Armitage.
I'm sorry for being a part of this crime without even knowing it.
You're complicit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good? That's all I have to apologize for right now, Squidfield. Is that okay? That's okay, but I'm going to lurk in the corner for a while. You can do that, Squidfield. That's totally cool. We'll just be silent and hang out with Danny DeVito. Will do.
Aiden, we've got a mystery to solve today.
I love a good whodunit.
Somebody asked a question and we need to get to the bottom of it.
Oh, hell yeah, lay it on me.
What does a chicken leg bone, a clear quartz crystal, and a feather mean if it's left on a dresser in the bedroom? Was someone summoning something? Did she have a tasty snack and leave it there? What do bone mean?
I know what this means. This means you got one of them floor people.
Floor people?
You got a man lurking somewhere in the rafters of your roof, or in the wall, or in the floor, and he's leaving his delicious findings all over the house. And you're lucky he hasn't murdered you yet. Get out right goddamn now! What are you doing?
Fuck, you fucking solved it. It's the fleeple.
You know what? It could be witches. Have you thrown any rocks at any funny sticks in the woods recently?
Have you considered...
It might be a message from some witches.
Mm-hmm. I still think it could have just been a snack, you know? Chicken leg bone. That was a chicken leg before it was a chicken leg bone.
Oh, know? I don't think there's any dispute on the snack nature of this.
Oh, okay. So so someone had a snack.
Whether it was used later as a message or not.
Gotcha.
Whether it was left by a floor man or sent there ominously by a witch.
Yes.
I don't know. That's the problem here. It was definitely a delicious, delicious snack.
Maybe. See, the feather, they don't specify. It could be a chicken feather. And then the crystal, again, it could have been a chicken with some really healing, spiritual, clear quartz crystal energy. And someone was like, that chicken looks delicious and cleansing. And then, aftermath on dresser.
Is it possible that you pissed off a hippie?
Did
you wear any sort of like conservative clothing, like a suit or a tie at like a swap market? Because that'll get you hippies.
Were you not vaping?
Vaping?
Because that'll piss them off. Let me tell you.
So what you're going to want to do to cease this from happening, because it will happen again if you don't nip it right in the bud, you're going to want to go into the woods. Well, hold on. There's 3 possible options here. So, first version is you go into the woods and you rebuild those sticks that you knocked over. And hopefully this witch is cool and not like the Blair Witch, and she'll forgive you. Option B, you got a floor man. He's lurking around in your walls and such.
And your floors.
And your floors and ceilings. Floor man is just like a colloquial term. It is not like a defining trait necessarily. Floor man could also be wall man or roof man. You never know.
Floor men can be whatever they want to be.
They're always lurking somewhere, and they're probably going to kill you in your sleep. Anyway.
Roof man or a basement person.
They could be. They are sometimes basement people, which is rare, but it happens. So to get rid of a floor man, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set your whole house on fire. And
that'll do it.
That'll get rid of him real nice and easy. And you know what? Who cares about all those beloved objects that you've let be taken by the flames.
Those are the floor man's objects at
They're
this
the
point.
floor man's now.
You want to destroy it. You want to destroy his home, but you also want to destroy your stuff that he's grown attached to, like all your precious familial memories.
It says in the Constitution that the only way to revoke squatters' rights is arson.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Jefferson said that.
That's true.
And lastly, if it is in fact a hippie that you pissed off at a swap meet, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, first off, get a bunch of tie-dye.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take all that tie-dye, and you're going to dye your entire... Listen to me. You're going to have to dye your entire house. It's the only way to lift the curse. Hippies are the most powerful, magic users in the known universe.
That's true.
And the fact that you pissed one off by wearing khakis to a swap meet is reprehensible. I mean, I'm on the hippie side, but you know what? This is a show where we give advice, I guess, is what we do. So I'm going to say... tie-dye your entire house. You're going to have to tie-dye your skin.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to become tie-dye. And you can't get rid of it ever. You have to live the rest of your life as a tie-dye man.
That's what you've done. That's, you did it to yourself. And you're going to need some big rubber bands, by the way, for the house. But they sell those at Lowe's, so it's okay.
So I hope that helped you out, person. Who was this?
It was someone on the internet named Raoulness.
Raoulness?
Raoulness.
Raoul! Well, Raoul, I'm glad we could help, and hopefully it wasn't a hippie and just was a minor infraction like a floor man or a witch.
Can witches and floormen be hippies too?
In the Venn diagram of these three entities, floor men are often hippies. Witches are not often either of them, but they can be. It's possible, but not super common.
Who's the one being that's in the middle of this Venn diagram between witches and floormen and hippies?
Elizabeth Warren.
That's true. Warren 2020. She's got a plan for your floor and witchcraft and hippies. Bada boom, bada boom. She's bringing the parties together.
Alright, welcome to the part of the show where we make up some ads because we are currently advertiserless.
We have no ads.
Sponsor us, please. In the meantime, we're going to make up some stuff. We have not written these out. These are improvised on the spot.
Please, Aidan, tell us about Steven Stepperson and Son Stepstool 4-Step Step Aerobics program.
Hey, it's me, Steven Stepperson, and my sons and our Stepstool 4-Step Aerobics program. Hey, Steven Jr., how you doing? I'm okay, Dad. And how about you, Steven Stepperson Jr.? I'm also okay, Dad. And how about my youngest son, Steven Stepperson Jr.?
Wow, the whole family's here.
It's a real family program here at Steven Stepperson's 4-Step Stool Steppy Step.
That's it. That's the one.
It's the name of the place. I named it. My father owned it before me, so technically I am Steven Stepperson the second, and you know how that goes, but I just decided to start the over with my other kids. So when you come into our place, what you're gonna see here is a lot of step stools. You're gonna step on them, and you know what happens when you step on them? You get those gains.
Hell yeah.
Look at how swole Steven Stepperson Jr. is. I'm a massive muscle. I can't move my legs because they're so swole. That's my boy. So come on down to Steven Stepperson Stepstool Steps program. We got a lot of steps for you to step on. Hey.
Thank you, Steven. It's greatly appreciated. A family business, a local family-owned business.
Yeah, it's really nice of him to come in today and
Please
tell us about
them.
that.
He's walking out of the studio.
Oh, there he goes.
All his different kids. He got one.
Oh, hold on. We gotta roll Steven Stepperson Jr. because he cannot move his legs. We gotta roll him out.
Those fucking trunks, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He's got a twig body on those legs.
He did not skip leg day.
No, but he skipped every other day.
There goes
Poor
the family.
lad.
Bye, Steven.
He's like the opposite of Tiny Tim. Anyway,
What else are we do ads for today?
Maddie, give us an ad for Scruggus Buggus' math camp for bug people.
Hello there. Welcome. My name's Scruggus Buggus, and I have a camp for bug people. Bug people who are bad at math. Are you a bug? Are you bad at math? Well, then you need to come on down to my math camp. Can't count how many legs you got, because you're a centipede and there's a lot of them. Oh, we can help you out with that.
Gee, thanks.
Just count them. Using math.
Oh god.
See, he doesn't know what to do yet because he hasn't been down to the Scruggus Buggus math camp for bug people. But here's a fella over here. Son, what's your name?
I'm Brungus, and I'm here to do some learning.
Hell yeah, Brungus! How many legs you got?
I got 17.
Damn, look at the counting on that lad. He knows how to do math. Now, son, if I took away 3 of your legs, how many legs would you have left?
Why would you take away 3 of my legs?
It's a hypothetical situation.
No, my legs! I need them to
Alright,
work.
if I
already lost 5 of them in the war.
How many legs does he have left, kid?
Oh God, no!
If you want to find out, come on down to Scruggus Buggus' math camp for bug people. So come on down and learn some math today. Fill your brain full of arithmetics and knowledge.
He's stealing my legs! And scene!
Excellent. I was transported!
Alright, now say your thing that you say.
No.
No, I will not.
No! No ad read today.
I refuse.
Hello, it's me, Maddie. That's Maddie with an I-E and not a Y, because I'm not a clown. I'm here to tell you about our network. Do you like groups of things? Lorefolk is a part of the Podcast Network. We're a network of shows in Chicago, and we work together to support each other and local artists around town with our ads. So if you want to support us, listen to one of our other awesome shows or visit our website. And if you want to support yourself, buy an ad. We start selling ads at $5 so you can tell us and the world about all the cool shit that you're working on. Create a blood pact with the Podcast Network today.
Alright, Maddie, now we have an encounter story from one Frank Semeko.
Tell it to me, Frank.
Who tells us his woeful tale. I used to work at a cheese factory on the edge of a cornfield in southwest Minnesota. There was a series of days in the summer of 04 or 05 where it was so hot that the milk being delivered to us in trucks would evaporate before we got it. It made workdays easy. The dearth of milk denied us any actual labor, but management wouldn't let us not come to work, so we would show up and mess around all shift. I was working nights at the time. It was about 2 or 3 a.m. I was out at the loading dock watching bats fly around the floodlights because I liked being out in the cool night air. The corn was about as high as my shoulder, so about 5'10".
Wow,
as I was
flex much on your height there, Frank?
Oh, I just thought I'd bring up who flexes about being 5'10".
Well, his shoulders are 5'10".
Oh, no, wait a minute, you're right.
So it is a flex.
As I was watching the bats, I looked down at the edge of the cornfield. Something was moving there. It was the size of a small child and very, very skinny, pale, with something that looked like a head of straight black hair. It sort of moved with a jerky gait, like someone dancing the robot badly. So first impressions of our lovely new friend, he's a little groovy little boy.
Just dancing.
Look at him grooving. He's not good at it, but he's confident.
I don't know who the children of the corn are, but if this is one of them, then I'm into it.
Oh, yeah. I like him. First impressions, I like him.
He's dancing. He's got a skinny legend.
Skinny legend.
Mariah Carey could never. Black hair. Ooh, got that suave.
Got that wave.
That L'Oreal. We love it. Snatched. And the robot, a timeless dance move.
It moved in chunks. Legs, then hips, then torso, shoulders, neck, and finally head. He is strutting. This strutmeister. Look at him go.
The robot. He could be on TikTok with the body isolation.
He's just voguing down the cornfield, just like flashing up in different poses. Like floodlights are going dun, 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 and each time he appears, he's in a different funky pose.
Exactly.
I love him. He's fashionable. He's sexy.
CornBoy.
He is the fresh, new monster on the block. It's CornBoy!
CornBoy is America's sweetheart.
I love him. It was looking back into the cornfield. Or at least, I felt like it was. This is a strange idea to me, because it means he couldn't really see a face.
But you could tell that vibe, you know? People can tell what other people are looking at.
This is a strange sentiment, because what would CornBoy be looking back at?
Corn?
Or is he about to strut on us? Is this like his funny intro? And he's about to like turn to the camera and be like, did I do that? And like with his funny little catchphrase, like he's a sitcom star from the 80s. Gradually, step by step, it moved towards me. Letting my curiosity better my fear, I moved toward the edge of the dock, which was raised a few feet off the ground. All right, Frank. First tip of like every goddamn horror movie is don't walk near the freaky thing.
You should back away.
You back away.
Let it come to you.
The only acceptable situation in which you do this and you walk towards it is when you have lured it into your shed with a series of Reese's Pieces.
Exactly.
But you didn't use Reese's Pieces to collect this little E.T.
No,
he came out of the corn. You don't know what his motivations are. Yes, he's adorable and obviously likable, but that could be a trap. He could be a weird corn siren.
A corn siren.
He's the siren of the corn.
Ah, they lure the men into the corn maze.
They lure you in with their funky fun dances, and then they eat you.
You think, that's fine, I won't die in the corn maze. It's made of corn.
He's a little corn boy. He couldn't hurt me. He's gonna crawl inside your goddamn spleen, Frank. Do you think this is where scarecrows come from?
Mom, where do scarecrows come from? Well, Timmy, when a corn boy and a guy who works at a cheese factory love each other very much, the corn boy viciously attacks the cheese man, and then they're gonna make cheese popcorn.
Oh my god.
Like in Chicago.
Oh my god.
The cheese popcorn. At the airport.
That's a true Chicago thing to do.
I'm coming into O'Hare, Ma. You want some of that popcorn?
Gonna go down to Garrett's. Is that a Chicago accent? Who knows?
I don't know. I'm the corn boy. Yeah, maybe that's why the corn boy's coming out. It's a friggin' cheese factory.
Oh my god.
He wants the cheddar.
He wants that sweet, supple cheddar.
I mean, who doesn't, really?
When I got a few feet on the edge, the thing looked at me. So at this point, I'm guessing the head did spin around.
It must have eyeballs.
And must have strutted. It doesn't say he said a funky catchphrase, but I imagine he did.
Right. He cut that part out. It was too funky.
Yeah, he didn't want to throw people off, I guess.
For the two of them to share. Privately.
Yeah, this is an inside joke between the two of them.
You had to be there.
This is for us. I was paralyzed. I could have run, but I was struck somewhere between terrified and intrigued. It moved. Its face still pointed at me. It ratcheted its body in that disconcerting jerky movement towards the cornfield and went into it. I tried to watch where the field moved as it passed, but the corn remained perfectly still. I noticed that all the crickets were silent. And after a few minutes, nothing happened. I stood out there for an hour, but it never came back. I never saw it again. So frankly, I don't think you handled the situation very well. You didn't have any sort of notepad to get an autograph from this clear fashionista star.
You didn't take down like a quote. It came out and said a wacky catchphrase, we assume, but we don't know. Because you weren't there with a tape recorder, Frank.
Do you know why it returned to the corn, Frank? It's because you didn't applaud or anything for it after it just worked its ass off for you. It put on a show for you, Frank, and you didn't give it anything.
Nothing.
And that's just disrespectful.
Just because you're standing doesn't mean it's a standing ovation. You gotta clap first, you clown.
This poor, wounded, hurt corn boy came out of the woods. He said, I'm gonna put on a show for this good, funky cheese man. And just... it broke his heart. It breaks my heart.
Just a corn boy standing in front of a cheese man asking for some fucking applause.
Oh no.
So sad.
Oh, that breaks my heart. This is such a sad note to end the episode on. So Squidfield, how did you think I did? Am I off the hook?
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back.
Kermit? Squidfield absorbed Kermit?
Oh God, who are you now?
We are CornBoy.
Oh, that's absolutely horrifying. You three make up a deliciously juicy surprise. There's a lot of juice coming off of this boy.
Yeah, some moisture happening
I
in the
tried to
studio.
ignore it earlier because I thought it was rude, but honestly, I just can't.
Yeah,
I need you to leave.
we need this
Kermit
to
Field.
be... Yeah, sorry.
It's not you.
Well-
it's your juices.
We'll have Danny escort you out
Danny,
of the
take them
building.
out.
Thanks, Dan.
We'll be back in 1,000 years.
All right, so
We'll see you
there they
in
go.
1,000 years then.
there's like a puddle trailing off behind them when they go. Oh,
I need a
they're just like a
Swiffer or
big,
something.
juicy, floating head. I hate that.
Be like that sometimes.
Oh God, someone's gonna clean that up, and it's not gonna be me.
It's gonna be Danny.
It's gonna be Danny. Danny, clean that up. Get the mop, Danny. Thank you, Danny.
Thanks, Danny. Oh, with a smile on his
Oh,
face.
he tripped.
too.
Danny, are you okay?
Oh, Danny!
Oh, okay. We got to end the episode. We
Okay.
got to help Danny
Bye.
get up.
Listen to stuff and tell people about it so that we can pay for Danny's medical bills.
We're
Okay,
about
thanks.
babes in the woods here, so word of voice. Oh God, he's
Danny's dying! Tell your
he's choking
friends!
on the juices. He
Tell
can't get up.
Friends about Danny.
He keeps slipping again. Oh God! All right, just cue the
fuck.
banjo. Get the banjo in here. Oh look, it's beautiful. There it goes.
Oh,
Danny, we got it. Danny.
Danny.